Okay, this is Chapter 6, Lesson 6, the distributive property. So yesterday we learned about 3 other properties, and today we're going to add the distributive property. This is in its own separate lesson because it is a little trickier, so we're going to take time to focus on it. So let's take a look at this. It says to multiply a sum by a number, multiply each added by the number outside the parentheses. Okay, let's look at the example. So you're going to see something with like numbers that look like this with parentheses and a addition sign in between. So I like to call this the friendship property because the number on the outside likes to multiply and be friends with the numbers on the inside. So we're going to do 3 times 20 plus 3 times 15. When we do 3 times 20, we get 60. 3 times 15 is 45. When we add those together, we get 105. So on this next section, it's going to say, find each product. Mentally show the steps you use. So we are going to take 9 times 4 1/3, and we're going to break the second number up into 2 things. So the easiest thing, you take the whole number and then the fraction. You broke it up into 2 things. So that means we have 9, and then breaking it up, we put a plus sign between it because if I add it together, then I'll get that number. Now we're going to use the distributive property. So we have 9 times 4, which is 36. Plus, we have 9 times 1/3. Remember, we can cross cancel, and we get 3. So 36 plus 3 is 39. Okay, we look on number 2. We're going to use the problem 5 times 2 3/5. Again, we're going to break up the second number. So we're going to pull 5 out. Then we're going to have 2 plus 3/5. We have the friendship property, so we're going to multiply 5 times 2 and get 10. And then 5 times 3/5. I need to work that one out. So we have 5 over 1 times 3/5. We cross cancel our 5s, then we get 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13. And our last one on this section, we're going to do 2 times 3.6. So we're going to separate 3.6 into 2 easy parts. So we have 2 times, or not times, but in parentheses, 3 plus 0.6. Now we're going to multiply it. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6, we have 12, but there's 1 decimal place, so we have to put it right there in the middle. So we have 1.2, which is 7.2. Okay, now we're going to do the distributive property. We're going to write 4 problems out across the top, and I'll just start with the problems. We have 8, just like that. Here's the second one. Okay, so we're just using the distributive property, so we're going to multiply the outside number with the inside numbers. So 8 times x is just 8x. 8 times 3 is 24. That's your answer. We have 5 times 9 and 5 times x. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times x is 5x. Then we have 2 times x, which is 2x. And 2 times 3 is 6, so that's your answer. 7 times 3x is 21x. And 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, this next part, we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to work from this and get it to that. So I'm going to have 12 plus 8, 9 plus 21, 14 plus 28, and 80 plus 56. So when we're factoring, we want to look at these numbers and pick the biggest factor out. And I know the biggest factor that can go into 12 and 8 is 4. Then we'll set it up like this, and on the inside we'll put what's remaining. So 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 2 is 8. The biggest number that goes into 9 and 21 is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 7 is 21. The biggest factor that goes into 14 and 28 is 14. So 14 times 1 is 14, and 14 times 2 is 28. The biggest number that goes 80 and 56 is 8. 8 times 10 is 80, and 8 times 7 is 56. If you're having a hard time with the factoring, you need to study your multiplication facts. You can get some extra help on YouTube or Khan Academy.